Are you sick of us yet?
They said yes.
Good.
She asked the question, they said yes.
Honestly, I'd be disappointed if you weren't, because you know what? I wouldn't be doing my job as a coach if you weren't. Yeah.
I
And you know why?
Some of my coaches
You know
a lot
why
better
that
than
is?
Campanelli.
Because that means we are pushing you. We are challenging you. We're in this stage of growing pains. And you might ask yourself, since you're not coach or a member of top tier, what exactly are we being challenged to do? Well, we're challenging you to reach this breakthrough, this realization that you're not actually sick of us. You admire us. You are inspired by us. You, in fact, want to be us. And we are your favorite tag team. Actually, you could even say that not only are we your favorite tag team, but we're your favorite tag team's favorite tag team.
I don't know about all that.
Man, I'm glad I didn't have somebody like her as my coach.
That makes the most sense.
I had Steve Thompson.
We are the
He was
WOW
great.
World Trio Tag Team Champions. We are the greatest team in all of professional wrestling. We are top tier. So let's go!
Well, they're in the opening competition. Maybe we get Katie in here to interrupt
and just
them.
like Crush said, let's go. So you know what? Katie Marie. Can I call you Kate?
You can call me Kate.
Great. Kate, why don't you go ahead and introduce our next opponents?
And top tier's opponents from the beaches of Santa Monica, the DMV, and Indio, California, home of the Coachella Music Festival, it's Brittany Bay, Roxxy Fierce, and Chantilly Chella.
And we heard from the WOW World Trios champions, David. Top tier. Kicking things off here tonight, David, in a non-title matchup against Roxxy Fierce, Chantilly Chella, and Brittany Bay. And of course, it was just 3 weeks ago that the team of Xena Phoenix, Sugar, and Kara Kai came very close to unseating the WOW Trios champions, David.
Each time, the Trios champions are able to score the victory. Whether it's inches or feet or by submission, they're able to do it each time, Nigel.
And that's why they consider themselves the best team in all of professional wrestling.
The veteran Chantilly Chella bringing in Roxxy Fierce and Brittany Bay, both with high energy, matching Chantilly Chella, and she's hoping the high-flying action of Brittany Bay and the power and the force of Roxxy can assist her in gaining championship title status here in WOW.
Chantilly Chella really taking in a leadership role. Schoolgirl roll-up on Candy Crush from Brittany Bay.
Brittany Bay, very smart to just say, let me go for a fast pin. 3 times and she goes for an attempt. Unable to secure, but there's a nice drop kick by Brittany Bay. Standing drop kick, in fact, Nigel.
And referee Max Padilla says just a 1 count on that. Chantilly Chella really working with 2 of WOW's newer superheroes, David. And that, oh, wait a second. Candy Crush with that Mike Tyson-like bite to the ear of Brittany Bay, who tags in. The surprise look of Brittany Bay to Chantilly Chella, but quickly sending Coach Campanelli down to the canvas. Take a look at this teamwork, David. Double back elbow from Chantilly Chella, and Bay now. A 2 count on Coach Campanelli, who seemed very confident of herself earlier, but that might be fleeting, David.
Reversal by Coach. Chantilly in the middle as the fans start yelling the ooh, and nice arm drag by Chantilly.
Arm drag by Chella now, trying to control the pace of this matchup. Now it's Coach Campanelli in the hair of of the 11-year veteran Chantilly Chella, who is a world-traveled competitor now, reversing the Irish whip, but going down with the shoulder block.
Look at Chantilly Chella pop right up, and there's a gorgeous drop kick from her.
What athleticism from Chantilly Chella, who now charges Campanelli, moves out of the way, but eats that crossbody. Chantilly Chella with the cover on Coach Campanelli. And again, this is not a Trios Championship title match, David, but the implications are always big whenever you go up against top tier.
Coach Campanelli backed off, and Candy Crush had grabbed the feet of Chantilly Chella. Now the referee being occupied.
Swinging neck breaker, middle of the ring by Coach Campanelli, and it's good enough for it too. Chantilly Chella kicking out.
The referee occupied now with Gloria Glitter as Top Tier takes advantage of the ref looking away.
The frequent tags are what makes Top Tier such a dangerous team. You see they tag in every few seconds, especially when they have the likes of Chantilly Chella in their corner, trying to eliminate the most experienced competitor. My goodness, did you see the knee of Gloria Glitter just connect with the back of the head of Chantilly Chella? This could be enough. No.
And she is fired up as if she's in an aerobics class.
Speaking of being fired up, David, I can't wait for the main event tonight. It's going to be Santana Garrett taking on the Classmaster for the WOW World Championship. Now, as Gloria Glitter has Chantilly Chella in the surfboard stretch, Chella floats over with the pin, but once again, Top Tier.
With a pin attempt, Nigel, didn't make it though. She scoots herself up off the ropes, putting the feet on him, getting the momentum, and then it's taken right away by Gloria Glitter.
Kick right to the side of the head, thanks to the cardio queen. The leader of the Glitter Aerobics Academy drags the body of Chantilly Chella over to the corner of Top Tier, the self-proclaimed best team in professional wrestling. It's hard to argue, David.
Open slap to the midsection of Chantilly by Crush. Crush now takes Chantilly over.
The Ali Slam by Candy Crush, who into the corner of Roxxy Fierce and Brittany Bay, sending forearm shots.
Look at this, teaming up as the referee Max is trying to get Roxy out of the ring.
And this is what they call, David, the podium stand. And now referee Padillo administering the count as Candy Crush. You see how she just kept that boot right underneath the jaw of Chantilly Chella as she tagged in to Campanelli. There's no doubt about it. The experience factor as a team, that lays with Top Tier.
Scoop up, 1, 2.
Inside cradle, not good enough to put away Top Tier. Gloria Glitter and Candy Crush freaking out on the outside.
The tag to Roxy. Roxy, the big elbow, the big shoulder.
And Roxy
now takes out Crush with that forearm, as you said, Nigel, and the double clothesline.
Double clothesline, and this arena has come unglued. What a way to kick off. Wow, this is just your first match, and Roxxy Fierce has Gloria Glitter hooked up. And now, taking her up for the big vertical suplex and just dumping her. And that raw power coming into play as Candy Crush consents defeat and breaks up the pinfall attempt.
And now, Gloria Glitter being taken advantage of by Roxy. Roxy tags in Brittany Bay. Brittany Bay and Roxy were gonna go high. Gloria goes to her knees and stops the momentum.
And now Chantilly Chella in for
trying
her
to
team.
help, but here comes Coach.
And now, all 6 superheroes in the ring. It's gotten out of control here now as Coach Campanelli has Chantilly Chella in that sharpshooter. Gloria Glitter has Brittany Bay in the sharpshooter. We've seen this before. This is what injured Ashley Blaze and Tara Strike. The bell rings, and Campanelli and Glitter hang on.
Your winners, Coach Campanelli, Candy Crush, and Gloria Glitter. They are Top Tier.
Top Tier, the winners in this trios matchup.
Introducing first, from the
What a trios match to kick off things here at WOW Women of Wrestling.
Everybody on the outside, and then they still, as I said, Nigel, they still secure the victory and keep the trios championships around their waist.
It's so hard, David. It has become increasingly difficult to argue their position that they are the best team in professional wrestling. Like it or not, their methods, they have hung on to those trios championships an impressive 41 weeks, an unheard of record. Speaking of trios teams, David, you remember Chainsaw and Daisy teaming up with Fury, who we saw in singles action last week? Well, we're going to see Chainsaw in action a little bit later on tonight, but right now, it's Scout Parker, the Environmentalist, set for singles action.
And her opponent from Toronto, Canada, Kara Kai.
And you can't mention top tier, David, without thinking about Kara Kai. Kara Kai, whose tag team partner in the Dojo Defender's Terrorist Strike was taken out some time ago here on WOW Women of Wrestling. Kara Kai continued, though, to find trios tag team partners in the likes of Ashley Blaze, who as well was taken out by top tier. But now Kara Kai focused on singles competition, David, and this matchup with Scout Parker will be one heck of a contest, no doubt about it.
Well, we're all thinking of Tara as the bell sounds, and her partner, Tara Strike, out of wrestling for quite some time. We spoke to her, as I mentioned, a week ago when we wished her well, and she'll be out for a few more months. I don't even know if she'll be returning, but anyway, that said, let's go into the middle of the ring where Kara Kai right now wrestles Scout Parker, good friends with Sprout Green.
Yeah, Sprout Green's, by the way, David, I understand when I was talking to Scout Parker, is finishing the last leg of her protest tour, David. So I'm sure we'll be seeing Sprout Greens in the coming
tied
coming
to the
weeks.
oil field still, or did you get untied?
I'm not sure, but I think the tour might be over. Could have been a couple of months stay now as Kara Kai just lining up Scout Parker, who's going to recycle some of those kicks and reuse them on the Environmentalist herself. Now Kara Kai running into that bottom turnbuckle with the knees, and Scout Parker taking advantage of that big miss by Kara Kai.
Now Kara Kai, I found out something interesting today I had no knowledge of at all. She is a country western fan. I had no knowledge of that.
I had no idea of that either.
And you're a big country fan.
We'll have to talk some country music a little bit later on. I don't think she likes Porter Wagner like I do, maybe something a little more modern, but nonetheless, Scout Parker going to work on the leg of Kara Kai. Not a bad game plan if you're Scout Parker. Think about those kicks that Kara Kai brings to the table. That's at least 50% of the offense.
And she's going right after that left leg, which is smart, of Scout Parker.
And Scout Parker talking trash to Kara Kai. Speaking of talking trash, how about last week's main event, David? That WOW World Championship match. You know that Lana Starr's bank account is a little lighter after being fined for the actions of Penelope Pink and Holly Swag.
I didn't only fine them once. I fined them twice. They not only brought the soccer rocks to ringside with Holly Swag, they used it twice. And the Carlson twins were unsuccessful in becoming the 4-time tag team champions of the world. 5 times, you say, Nigel. Nigel held up his finger 5 and looked at me and said, "Hey, dummy, it's supposed to be 5. Thank you, Nigel."
Now, don't put words into my mouth, David.
You called me dumb and old once, wasn't that you?
No, that was Big Rig.
Oh,
that was Big Rig.
You say it was Big Rig. I think that was you.
Me and Scout Parker have the same favorite color. It's green, David, just for different reasons. I would never call you a dummy out here at the desk.
But you would call me old. You just admitted it. Fans, let's go to the center of the ring as Kara Kai still having that left leg worked on by Scout Parker. Right there, she's in trouble now.
Figure 4 leg lock, a favorite move of the Nature Boy. And will it be successful for Scout Parker, who is the exact opposite of the Nature Boy himself?
You got that right. Those two ain't gonna be hanging out at night. Or in the daytime.
And Karakai reverses the momentum, forcing Scout Parker to reach that bottom rope and break the hold. You see, when Karakai was able to reverse that momentum, it put the pressure on the leg of Scout Parker, but Parker not wasting any time, continuing to work on that knee and leg of Karakai.
Scout Parker very smart in this matchup. I've never seen her execute a game plan as well as this.
Scout Parker has definitely turned up the attitude, but misses with that splash attempt to Karakai. Karakai has a bad wheel, but still in this matchup. What a clothesline, sending Scout Parker down to the canvas. You
But
can
you
see
notice she
Karakai.
put all the weight on the right leg because the left one couldn't support her.
Well, she's favoring that leg, and that Scout Parker has really been working on that left leg of Karakai now. Scout Parker once again. Oh, it looks like she's going for a cloverleaf submission here. Is Scout Parker. Another dangerous leg submission move.
Karakai, look how she moved under the legs and went up there, and she gets a 1, 2, 3. Holy smoke!
Karakai hooking the legs. What a victory, David.
That is a surprise maneuver by Karakai. She kept her head in the game the entire time. Karakai smartly gets the 1, 2, 3.
Introducing first, from the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, it's magnificent Miranda Mirage.
Welcome back to WOW, fans, and joining us here in the WOW Arena, it's the magnificent one, the Miranda Mirage, who has come to WOW, David, to be not an assistant, but the main attraction here in WOW. And she's certainly been trying to find her footing amongst our superheroes. Well, tonight, she faces quite the challenge in Chainsaw.
Well, before I speak of Chainsaw, and of course her friend Daisy Lane, every magician, you say she wants to be in the main event, she wants to be the star, she doesn't want to be the assistant, but every magician needs a good assistant. How about you volunteering, Nigel?
I think I'm going to stay out of the running for that race.
And her opponent, accompanied by her friend Daisy Lane, from Kingsland, Texas, it's Chainsaw.
I don't know if she'll make me disappear, but if I put my foot in my mouth again, I might disappear. Thanks to your magic, David. But now we see Chainsaw accompanied by Daisy Lane, and there's the doll, David. We all know about this doll with magical, if you will, powers because it is transformed Chainsaw, and Daisy Lane has full control of Chainsaw.
But we all know why. It reminds her of her childhood. It was the only thing she got to play with in that shed where her dad locked her up for being a naughty girl when she was younger. And that doll looked like Daisy Lane, and Daisy Lane has morphed into the doll. And today you don't know which is which.
It's a great point. Referee Charlie Wu in charge of this singles matchup, David. And as I mentioned before, of course, we saw Chainsaw and Daisy Lane in trios action not too long ago, tagging with Fury. And Miranda Mirage with the forearm shot to the back of Chainsaw just did not face Chainsaw at all.
Miranda Mirage, oh, bending herself backwards, trying to kick Chainsaw, not connecting very well. Chainsaw just picks up Miranda Mirage and drops her on the mat like a sack of potatoes.
That's like the floating trick, except for she did not complete it. Now that leg drop right across the neck of Miranda Mirage, and Chainsaw just ripping away at the face of Mirage.
There was no wires holding her up, Nigel. That was just the strength of Chainsaw as she pounds her head right into the top turnbuckle. Chainsaw grabs Miranda Mirage hair, drams her into another turnbuckle, elbow into, shoulder into the midsection.
And after this match, David, Miranda Mirage might be looking for a different showroom to perform in. Chainsaw just really doing some damage here to the magnificent one, who is trying her very best to fight a way back in this contest, but Chainsaw just so powerful, David. crucifix pin, but Mirage just doesn't have the strength to hang on. You can see the disappointment as she pounds the mat with her hand.
She was disappointed, but little Daisy Lane on the outside was enjoying it. Look at her clapping away, Daisy Lane. Daisy Lane in the corner with the little doll. I call the little doll Little Daisy.
And Chainsaw just torturing Miranda Mirage. She had her up on that top turnbuckle, a move that Chainsaw calls the body bag. But wait a minute, Chainsaw's leg caught. And this is an opportunity for Miranda Mirage to throw some tricks into the mix now. Miranda Mirage now off the ropes, somewhat of a drop kick. Didn't get all of it that she wanted. There's been so much damage, but it doesn't even faze Chainsaw, who kicks out before Charlie Wu can even count to one, David.
Drilled right into that corner, Nigel. You could see the ring almost move, even though Miranda's so light, the power, you could see it.
And Miranda Mirage with that back scorpion kick to the side of the face of Chainsaw. And now Miranda Mirage.
The biting of the calf.
Trying to go for that choke.
Just like it's a chicken wing on Selena's kitchen table. She just bit on that calf.
Daisy Lane snapping the neck of Miranda Mirage right across that top rope, and Chainsaw has Mirage up and down. The choke slam from Chainsaw. Referee Charlie Wu says this thing is over.
That is some power.
Your winner is Chainsaw.
Oh my!
Look at that, Nigel.
The graveyard smash by Chainsaw, and now forcing referee Charlie Wu to make that secondary 3 count. That's not an official match, but I'm not going to argue with Chainsaw, neither is Charlie.
Introducing first, from Ocala, Florida, former WOW World Champion, Santana Garrett.
Well, I said it, Nigel, you just saw it. It's got to be a 4-way match. That's the only way you're going to do it. 4 of them in the ring at the same time. And the winner of tonight's main event will need to face the winner of next week's fatal 4-way #1 contender match.
That's next week's main event as Tormenta faces Genesis, Princess Aussie, and Paola, the Colombian Goat Mayfield. That is next week's main event, but right now, David, there's Santana Garrett, the former WOW World's Champion, who is getting her one-on-one shot with the 6'2" Classmaster for that WOW World Championship. This is tonight's main event.
Yes, it is. Katie Marie Jones steps in the middle.
And her opponent, accompanied by IQ superior Samantha Smart, from the Board of Education, your WOW World Champion, the Classmaster.
And the Classmaster has successfully hung on to the WOW World's Championship. As her manager Samantha Smart pointed out, the Classmaster has been challenged by Santana Garrett before, but also the Classmaster has had other victims, such as Princess Aussie, and of course, Paola Mayfield. But tonight, Santana Garrett gets another earned shot, by the way, at the 6'2" Classmaster. Of course, we can't forget the scene of Samantha Smart being handcuffed to that ring post. I think, David, maybe you should make that stipulation for all of the matches involving the Classmaster.
Well, she grabbed the keys out of referee Jeff McGowan's left pocket. When he went down, she was so smart to go right into the pocket and grab the keys, unlocking it but keeping Abilene Maverick locked to the pole. And she was able to grab the book that the Classmaster is holding right now and assist the Classmaster in continuing to be the world champion.
And you know who was watching that match, David? The lady who's standing across the ring from the Classmaster, the superhero, Santana Garrett. Santana Garrett, who picked up a win on that same episode. can she unseat the 6'2" Classmaster? That's the question that we all have on our minds as referee Jeff McGowan holds up the richest prize in WOW Women of Wrestling, the WOW World's Championship. It's main event time, David.
Locking up in the middle, you noted the richest prize in WOW. And I know why you might have said that, Nigel. Don't you have the original women's championship title, Moolah's, in a beautiful case at your home in Florida?
I sure do, David, and it, of course, is available from time to time. We'll take it out, take it to different exhibitions, but that was then, this is now, and this is all about that WOW World's Championship. I can only imagine the greats like Susan Green, Tony Rhodes, and of course Moolah, as you mentioned, are watching on with pride somewhere, be it front row seat in heaven.
I can't believe it, Nigel, that women's wrestling today through WOW Women of Wrestling has its own 24/7 channel on Pluto TV. She couldn't believe it, I bet.
It's everything like the greats, June Byers, Mildred Burke, they all worked for.
Look
weren't able to get it, but
she pulled up the skirt and trapped Santana Garrett's legs, and she sailed right under the bottom rope. And she's taking advantage of it by trapping Santana and pounding away as the champion on the former champ as she goes under the skirt. Oh, I heard that one, Nigel. The people in the 5th row heard it too, that big pound to the back of Santana. She's gonna need a massage later tonight. The redness soaking in on her back as the Classmaster is demonstrating clearly why she's the champion of WOW.
It's not just the redness, the welts just popping up on the back of Santana Garrett. Now the Classmaster with the clothesline attempt, but Garrett sends the boot, unfortunately caught by Classmaster, and Santana Garrett just eats the ringside floor, David.
This is our main event tonight on WOW, and it's living up to all the action.
The Classmaster just so aggressive in this main event matchup with Santana Garrett, and the smirk, the smile on the face of Samantha Smart as she watches on ringside.
The winner of this match will get whoever takes on and wins that fatal 4-way next week. The winner will wrestle one of these competitors that win tonight.
And of course, David, you talk about that proverbial target on the back. Either one of these superheroes will have that, and the winner of that fatal 4-way will be the first challenger for the championship. If Santana wins, it'll be Santana. Obviously, if Classmaster retains, she will be facing the winner of next week's main event. And now, Santana Garrett sent him to the turnbuckle. Moves out of the way, going for a sunset flip counter maneuver. Gets a 1 count on the champion, but you're gonna need 2 more seconds of her shoulders pinned to the mat for that to work, David. Santana Garrett hanging in this WOW World's Championship matchup. And as important as Samantha Smart is to the success of the Classmaster, we can't take anything away from the 6'2" Classmaster herself, who each week has gotten stronger, more powerful, more experienced, and more experience as a champion, not just a wrestler, David.
Well, everybody noted in that 4-way competition, Tormenta, Aussie, Genesis, Iola Mayfield, they think they were battling to take on the Classmaster. But as I noted, it's the winner of this match. If Santana Garrett wins this match, she will be taking on next Tormenta or Princess Aussie or Genesis or Viola Mayfield. That's the way it goes. The Classmaster could be in trouble because she's not going to get an automatic renewal and rematch to fight Santana Garrett.
You know, that's a great point. Usually the champion does. Now as the Classmaster sends Santana across the ring just using her hair.
Samantha Smart is unorthodox in her agreements to book the Classmaster. She does it in one hand with tremendous confidence. On the other, she does it to be a fighting champion, and the Classmaster is showing it.
The Classmaster has had her fair share, as we mentioned at the top of this matchup, of challengers now, as The submission hold applied to Santana Garrett. Referee Jeff McGowan saying no, Santana's gonna hang in this as Garrett tries to fight her way back up, but Classmaster, sensing the loss of control, just sends the face of Garrett right into the canvas, David. Listen to the fans here in the WOW Arena, cheering on Santana Garrett. And at this point, Garrett needs all the encouragement that she can get as the Classmaster, just taking it to Garrett. The front face lock locked in to Santana Garrett. Classmaster has kept things very simple, David, but very effective.
Let's all remember, it was only 2 weeks ago, Paola, the GOAT, was the thorn in the side of Santana Garrett. And Santana Garrett able to succeed and finally get a shot at the title for tonight.
Garrett now kicking off the Classmaster, but the Classmaster just fires back with shots and now choking the former WOW World Champion on that bottom rope. And Samantha Smart getting involved, but Jeff McGowan able to see it. Thank goodness that Jeff McGowan was able to see Samantha Smart on the outside of the ring. And now the Classmaster once again hammering away on the back of Santana Garrett.
The former champ's got to find her way.
My goodness, speaking of championships, David, we cannot forget the wild championship match that was last week. And of course, I'm sure that we will be hearing from both Holly Swag, Penelope Pink, and Miami Sweetie. Santana Garrett looking for the eat defeat, but Classmaster catches it. Santana Garrett counters, and a double split, David. I don't think I've ever seen this before.
Both competitors battling. Santana, though, can't muster it all up, Nigel. She has been beaten. She is tired. You see it right there. The former champ holding on to that bottom rope, trying to gather herself, trying to get up to her feet. The Classmaster quickly up to her feet. Santana still struggling in this championship battle.
Santana Garrett fights back with the back elbow and now the boot right into the face of the Classmaster, trying to dismantle the WOW World's Champion is Garrett.
The boot gave her a second. The boot gave her a second.
Back handspring elbow.
Look at that, though. Typically, she's able to take right off from that. Oh, she went right after Samantha Smart and kicks the foot from Smart, but the Classmaster takes advantage of it.
Classmaster with the DDT, the hook of the leg, and Garrett kicks out. Yes, yes. Garrett's still in this matchup. The Classmaster with the DDT. I thought that was over with, David.
Certainly everyone in the building did tonight.
And now the Classmaster trying to pick up where she left off. You can see the look of disappointment now as Garrett shoves off the Classmaster now into the ropes, the O'Connor roll attempt. But Santana Garrett, it's a wake-up call with that rise and shine. And Garrett with the super kick, sending the Classmaster down to the canvas, and Garrett, the Muda lock, it's locked in. The Classmaster so far away from that bottom rope. Will she be able to make the Classmaster tap?